Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the show, the podcast. New episode every single Tuesday on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and if you're an OG underground rap listener, SoundCloud. SoundCloud as well. That's where we upload to. But thank you guys for being here for another week. I appreciate you all. We are in the doldrums of MLB The Show. The doldrums have come earlier than they ever have before. But at time of you guys listening, we are 8 days away from the beginning of Season 3. And your level of enthusiasm for Season 3 is entirely up to you. It's going to vary depending on who you talk to. To be completely transparent, I am not super enthused even about Season 3. However, I'm going to keep playing. Not as much as I have previously, but I'm going to keep playing because I need my baseball itch scratched from time to time. But we got a lot of news about Season 3. Late last week, in a developer blog. I wish we got more developer blogs, so I'm thankful when we do get them. And that's kind of what we're going to do today. We're just going to go over the developer blog. So, if at any point during this conversation, if you're on YouTube, you have any thoughts, please leave them down below. Is there anything? It's an honest question. And there might not be any positive answers to it. And that's also okay. But is there anything that can save the rest of MLB The Show 24 for you? Is there anything that could happen within the realm of possibility? Where you're like, I'm back, I'm in, I'm here. I know Madden just came out. I don't think Madden's getting incredibly great reviews. People are still deep into the college football content, and that's fine. The game's fun. But I'm just curious. So let's talk. I don't know why my camera keeps like focusing in and out. I apologize. It's been acting weird today, and I can't figure it out. So if you're on YouTube wondering why I go blurry and clear, blurry, clear, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I didn't change a single setting. Either way, let's begin talking about this developer blog. I shouldn't have done that yet. Please hold. Oh, my Lanta. There we go. Now we talk about it. Sorry, guys. Technology, not my strong suit, clearly. So, on August 15th, that was, 5 days ago by the time you're listening to this, 4 days ago at the time of recording, we got a developer blog, a deep dive into Season 3 of MLB The Show 24. So, I just got to double check something real quick. Please hold with me. Please hold. Please hold. Okay, yes, we are on the right setting. I just want to double check technology, as we know. So, Season 3 is coming on August 29th. I'm basically going to read this line by line, not because you guys can't read, but because I want to go through everything and then take the couple minutes to provide feedback at the points I think I need to provide feedback on. So, it comes August 29th, and the Spark Notes are important first. Let's get through the Spark Notes. They're changing things up just a little bit. There will be 2 XP reward paths, and you can earn the bosses earlier than ever before. So there will be 2 6-week XP reward paths. In the first XP path, 2 bosses. In the second XP path, 3 more bosses. So a total of 5 XP bosses in Season 3. Of course, the last 3 won't be until the last 6 weeks. That's fine. If you complete your head start goals, you'll start off with 60,000 XP. You can earn 3 wildcard slots in the Season 3 collection. So presumably, you're going to be able to get one with the head start goals. This is what I'm guessing, but the other 3 are going to come from collecting. And now we have another core card in that 99 Ernie Banks. Pictured here. Team Affinity starts with 95 overalls for every single team, and it's a new card series. They kind of teased it later on. We'll talk about that. So that was the Spark Notes, and I now just realized that the Spark Notes were also right here and not just in this image. So, here we go. The reason I like dev blogs, guys, is when done correctly, like this one is, it gives you insight into what decisions the developers are making and why. And I think before we go into reading more about this, I'm gonna express my personal opinion. So, it requires some nuance. Use your brains if you can. I think most if not all of us, are in agreement that the content structure, the content design, the content execution was not popular and not phenomenal in MLB The Show 24. I am no longer a fan of the sets and seasons concept like I once was. Is there an avenue to which it could work? Maybe. But now, 2 years of trying this, it's kind of really not worked at all, like, in any way. So, I've lost confidence in the ability for it to work. I'm ready to go back to what the game used to be like. All of that being said, in the current state of the game, as it's currently constructed, I do think the changes that we're about to talk about for Team Affinity Season 3, or whatever the hell it's called, are positive changes that, in my opinion, should help. Also, like I said, the interest level's at an all-time low. It might be way too late for them to do anything to get you back to this game, and that's fair, and I hear you, and I am not going to criticize you for that. Nobody should criticize you for that. You should enjoy the games you enjoy and the way you want to enjoy them. So if you're not getting enjoyment out of the game, don't play it. So I hear you. All I'm saying is, from my vantage point, given the current structure of this game and how they've decided that it's going to work, I think these changes are somewhat of an acceptance of, hey, we know you guys aren't in love necessarily with everything that's going on. We're trying to appease you a little bit more as we reach the back half of the game's cycle, because that's where we're at now. We're at the back half of the game cycle, which is wild because it feels like we've been there for months already. So getting that out the way, we're going to talk about what's going on. So, higher overalls at launch and an accelerated power curve. Season 3 brings another reset of the power curve in MLB The Show 24, but with a lot of changes as you rebuild your squad once more. Season 3 will start with player rewards at 95 overall and higher. There was this rumor going around that Season 3 was going to start with 89s. And I didn't even bother addressing this rumor because I knew just at face value it was wrong. Season 2 didn't even start at 89s. Why would Season 3? That just seems silly to me. I didn't think they'd go all the way up to 95s, though I'm happy they are. I think that is, at this point in the year, a good place to start. Given wild cards, given collection rewards, given the way they build 89s, they just can't hold a candle to the other good cards in the game. For example, Team Affinity is filled with 95 overalls, and ranked World Series rewards have 97 overalls. That's fun. Maybe it'll give us incentive to play ranked. I've played no ranked this season. Barely any. We hope that this still provides the sense of a fresh start to your team build. It will and it won't. It all depends on what the Team Affinity bosses are. Not bosses. The Team Affinity cards, what they are. Are they going to be a million repeat legends like we've had the last 6 Team Affinities? Or are they going to be unique? That's what I want to see. That ultimately provides the freshness. It's not necessarily the overalls of the cards. It's which freaking players they are. I don't want to see the same. I don't want to see Ralph Kiner and Ryan Braun for the NL Central ever again. No disrespect to either of them. I actually like Ryan Braun cards a lot. I'm just using him as an example because he's always the Brewers guy. Keep Ryan Braun. Don't get rid of Ryan Braun. Give me more options. That's all I'm saying. As we move throughout Season 3, the power curve will progress faster as well, with 99 overalls coming along as we get into the MLB postseason. That's good, because MLB postseason content, when done correctly, can hit just like All-Star content. All-Star content probably still tends to be better on the whole. They're very good at All-Star content. I don't know what you want me to say. But the postseason content, if done well and not... Remember how last year it seemed so delayed? I'm hoping it's not as delayed this year. Let's talk about XP reward paths. We've seen a lot of feedback around the XP reward path throughout MLB The Show 24. In Season 2, which we're in currently, we made strides to make the grind shorter and allow the XP reward path bosses to be more obtainable. A comment on that. Achieved. They achieved that. I mean, I know a lot of people were playing less, so maybe it seemed like it took the same amount of time, but if you continued to play at anything kind of close to the Season 1 pace, you got those bosses quick. In Season 3, we're making even bigger changes to dial it up. Season 3 will feature 2 separate and shorter XP reward paths lasting 6 weeks a pop. Each XP path is each XP path is 350,000 XP long. Usually they're 1 million, 1.1 million, which means you will be unlocking the boss rewards much quicker. The first XP reward path in Season 3 will feature 2 99 overall Hall of Fame bosses, but there are also other rewards along the way. Here are the player rewards you can find in the 3.1 XP reward path. 95 overall player item at 20,000 XP. Interesting. 97 overall player item at 90,000 XP. And remember, if you do your head start goals, you're going to begin with 60,000. So you're getting a 95 without doing anything. And then you are a couple hours of grinding away from a 97. You get your first 99 overall at 160,000. I would bet some people get that night 1 if they decide to grind it all night. And then your second boss comes at the end of it at 350,000. Keep in mind, the 3.1 XP reward path will expire in 6 weeks. Those cards won't expire, just a reward path. To make room for the 3.2 XP reward path, it will come loaded with 3 new 99 overall bosses. With these improvements to the XP reward path, we expect many of you to reach the bosses quicker and get them on your squad. So, here are my thoughts. I like how in Season 2 they accelerated the XP path. I like that. If I'm being truthful, I don't quite grasp why we're doing 2 XP reward paths in Season 3. I don't quite get it. Because we could have just made it, again, one big ol' long one. I guess they're really trying to, like, separate these 3 last bosses in the last 6 weeks for some reason. That's gotta be the only reason why. I truthfully don't quite get it. I'm not anti-doing it. I just... If that's the reason, I guess that just seems silly to me. Just put them towards the back of the XP path. I don't know. They've been really big this year on gatekeeping, for the most part, the speed at which you reach cards. And in theory, even if they change the way grinding is done, they're still kind of gatekeeping the cards because you can only get it at certain points. So, I don't love that part, but, you know, it is what it is. Again, this is a weird one for me. I'm curious to see how it works. I reserve all official judgment until I actually play it and understand why, but that's just kind of my initial thought off the top of my head. This one is interesting. Gameplay XP cap changes and double XP weekend. The launch of Season 3 is your chance to get on the fast track towards the 99 overall XP bosses. We will be launching Season 3 with double XP. They've done that. Happy they're doing that. Over the Labor Day holiday weekend. In addition, starting in Season 3 and throughout the rest of MLB The Show 24, the cap on daily gameplay XP will be doubled from 15,000 to 30,000. This daily cap only applies to XP earned playing games. If you earn XP through reward paths and things like that, that does not count. Now, good? Yes, for sure. 15,000 XP is a silly, easy to reach number. 30,000 XP is double that. It is intrinsically better. I still don't love the idea of an XP cap. I guess with the way they have structured their game, they need an XP cap if their intent is to gatekeep things, but why would we put, in theory, a gameplay cap and a timer for people who want to play our game? We should be incentivizing players to play our game more, and all the time, and for longer sittings. If I'm a developer, if I'm a game company, I'm not trying to get consumers off my game as fast as possible. I'm trying to get them on it and to stay on it. So, I don't like the XP cap for that reason. I think it's silly. I don't think it makes sense. We should be incentivizing people to play. I believe it was Kreiner and I maybe who had this conversation. I apologize if it was somebody else. Either way, whoever had the conversation with me on this podcast, it was a great conversation. Like, if I go up against somebody and they have the 99 boss who's in a XP path, or in some, let's just say he's in an XP path. Let's just keep it easy. And I do not have that boss. I'm going to be like, wow, my opponent got that boss. There's nothing stopping me from grinding more and longer to get the boss myself, because look how good that boss did for my opponent. It's kind of like a twisted way of thinking. not twisted, but like, I guess not everybody thinks that way, but like, I feel like that is a better way to like market the game to your people. You want the player, just play it more. And not for every boss. Some things do need to be earned by actually successfully doing things. I'm just using the bosses for XP as an example. I don't think you should be capping XP in my personal opinion. I understand why they're doing it for this structure, but as we've already established, this structure is due to caca. So that's where we're at. Let's talk about what we can do in Season 2 to prepare for Season 3. You can go get core Ernie Banks by collecting 35 action figure players and completing the action figure collection. You get Ernie Banks, who is crazy. His swing is a little different. Not everybody's cup of tea, but his attributes are crazy. And they've made the action figure collection more attainable, so it is completable. Some people might still be working on it, that's fine, but it's not impossible anymore. Plus, the prices of Adam Dunn and Johan Santana from the World Series program ranked program have gone down significantly, so they're cheaper now. It's attainable, I promise. Go get Ernie Banks. Even if you don't love him, at least for a week or two in Season 3, he'll be probably one of your best players. And here you go. With the addition of the Moonshot program on August 16th, there will be exactly 35 action figure players that you can get solely through gameplay. You don't even have to purchase them. So you can obtain 99 core Ernie Banks for free. So that's easy. Head Start rewards. Complete the Adrian Beltre program. I would venture a guess and say a lot of you did that already. Complete the Moments of Glory program. That just came out. Not that hard. Unlock All-Star Game Paul Skeens through the All-Star Week collection. Again, not that difficult. Unlock Brenton Doyle. I keep playing against Brenton Doyle every game I play, so I'm assuming 99% of the player base has him. And then you don't even have to get Ernie Banks. You could just get Max Scherzer. 20 action figure players. Super easy. And bingo bango, you start with 60,000 XP in Season 3. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Completing these tasks individually provides rewards, but completing all 5 will give you 60,000 XP. With the new shortened XP path, you will start only 100,000 away from your first boss. That's what we talked about before. Important to note, in order to earn the Head Start rewards, you have to complete all of these tasks before August 29th. Makes sense. Team Affinity returns with a new card series. A new season means new chapters of Team Affinity. Yay! Nobody cares anymore. Team Affinity is, we talked about this, Team Affinity kind of is boring now. In a brand new card series, look out for fan favorite legends such as Randy and Mo, as well as a mix of current players among the 30 clubs. Okay. Thank goodness they're mixing in current players, because we don't have a legend for every team that has not been repeated yet. I don't know what this series is. Clearly, they're teasing the new card series here. The only things that I'll point out, and I don't even know if this is even going to glean anything, but this font here for Randy looks kind of like, what's the right word? Like computery? Like digital? Maybe it's some sort of like digital series. That doesn't make a lick of sense, but I don't know. That's just where my head, like, it kind of looks like, I don't know. I'm getting like digital vibes, like a digital landscape. It looks like back. I don't know. I'm interested to see. Unfortunately, 95 Randy will be in the game, and that stinks for anybody who's trying to hit. But I'm here for new card series, I guess. It's better than not having new card series. There's one more change coming. Missions in Season 3 Team Affinity will not have in-season requirements. Mix and match in-season and out-of-season theme teams to earn Team Affinity progress. That's nice. You can use the cards you grinded for all year. Mostly offline, though. We wish we could tell you more and show you more of the card art, but you will have to wait. Starting at a higher overall curve to begin Season 3, there will be 2 Team Affinity chapters released this season, each dropping alongside the XP Reward Pass. Season 4 will still feature an all-new Team Affinity chapter. So it's not 3 Team Affinities, it's 2 Team Affinities. Interesting. I like that. I'm appreciative of that. Team Affinity was starting to get boring, as we said. Understanding wildcard player slots in Season 3. Does anybody have any questions up until this point? This is not a live show, but you can leave them in the comments. I feel like we're covering a lot of ground here. The wildcard slot allows you to add any player item from previous seasons, in this case, 1 or 2, onto your Season 3 eligible squad. You can earn 3 wildcard slots from the Season 3 collection starting on August 29th, with the 4th coming at a later date. Okay, so excuse me. It doesn't look like you're going to get one early in the XP path. I said that earlier in the show. I apologize. I am learning or relearning, because I read this days ago, along with you. Interesting. So it doesn't look like, unless there's a really early collection wildcard, it doesn't look like you're going to have a collection right away, or a wildcard right away. It's up to you to determine what you feel or how you feel about that. I particularly don't care. I'll use whatever cards are available to me. It's not a big deal to me, but to other people it is, and that's okay. This is a change from Season 2 when they were in the XP reward path, talking about the wild cards. Our goal is for these 3 wild card slots to be much quicker to obtain than they were in Season 2. Okay, respect. Here's how to unlock your wild card slots through the collection. Collect 1 Season 3 player first wild card slot. Okay, so collect 1 player. Never mind. Everything I say is a lie. You need to collect 1 friggin' player. Complete 1 Team Affinity mission, or whatever the hell it's called. Threshold. Better word. And you get your wild card slot. Wow, they're really just trying to give you everything you want. Why don't you just start with a wildcard slot at that point? That's so silly. Collect 15 Season 3 players, second wildcard slot. Collect 50 Season 3 players, third wildcard slot. There will be people who have all 3 wildcard slots by the end of the first weekend, depending on how many cards come out. Probably the first week is a better timeline, but yeah. Wildcard slots from Season 2 will not carry over into Season 3. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, but thank you for putting it there. Anyway, okay, so my thoughts on the wildcard slots. Sure. I mean, I think you should just start with 1 at this point. This just seems pretty silly to me. I don't hate it. It's not bad. It's just silly. The wild cards become less important to me the faster the power creep happens, because they're giving me good cards to use. I don't need to use my old good cards. I have new good cards. But if you're someone whose favorite card in this game is Jorge Posada from Season 1, you might want to wild card him. So in that case, I get it. I'm not mad at wild cards. I don't know if I care for them personally. I'm not mad at them. But yeah, you can play the game for 6 seconds to get your first wildcard slot for Season 3. Breakdown of restrictions. I hate this map, or this graphic. I always hate these graphics. It should be self-explanatory where you can use stuff. So we're not even going to go over that. We know what's going to happen to them. Okay, Season 3 and Season 4 item eligibility. Season 4 will be the final season of MLB The Show 24. And it will have no restrictions. It's wide open. This means you'll be able to use any card from any season at any time once Season 3 is over in late November. So that means December, January, February, Season 4, and the beginning of March. This also means that any cards released during Season 3 will never be restricted, as they are eligible in their own season and in Season 4 too. Make sure to go after the best Season 3 cards you can get your hands on, as they have permanence throughout the rest of MLB The Show 24. Theoretically, every card will have permanence come November, but yeah, I understand. Looking forward, what's ahead in Season 3 and beyond? Throughout September, several programs will be dropping with new and exciting content in Diamond Dynasty, including the celebration of Roberto Clemente Day. As we move into October, we will be bringing you reactive live content that's good, based on the biggest moments of the MLB postseason. Live content is good. Stay tuned for weekly postseason content updates as teams make World Series runs. Okay, so live and weekly don't make sense to me. I guess we'll have to just see how it goes. But live and weekly, not the same thing, in my opinion. You might disagree. Oh, and one more program is coming in Season 3. This is the Extreme program, which, God, this map looks like hell in a handbasket. All right, so, I mean, here are my thoughts. I have been playing MLB The Show less. I really don't play it a lot for enjoyment anymore, unless I'm recording. As a sidebar, that's why I have decided to stop my college football content. 1, it's not performing, but 2, I need a game that I can just play for myself. So, MLB The Show, I'm not finished with this franchise. I probably never will be. But I've just been playing it less. It hasn't been thrilling for me. I anticipate not playing a ton in Season 3. I will keep it up with, like, when I say not playing a ton, I mean I'm not going to grind out ranked. I'm not going to grind out certain things I don't want to grind out. I'm still turning the game on. I'm still playing here and there. I will still play multiple times a week. I'm not putting the game aside. I want to be clear about that. But, like, in October, I'm getting married and going on my honeymoon, so that's going to be, clearly times I'm not playing. I have more important things to do and focus on. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's good stuff, but it's just stuff. Plus, like I said, the game is not super thrilling at the moment. So, I suppose I am here for the changes made for Season 3. Within the scope of the current game structure, I believe most of these are positive changes. Better for quality of life. But we do have to get to a point where we stop talking about stuff as if we're like, this is the turd we have, this makes the turd a little less stinky. We need to have a game that is enjoyable. And then we can have fun conversations about how much we love this, or like, hey, just a slight tweak here that makes this better. We have really not had conversations this year about what slight tweaks could fix things. It's just been all boo-boo bad. Boo-boo bad? I don't even know. What did I just try to say? You know what I mean, though. I hope we can get to a point, hopefully with MLB The Show 25, where the game and its content make sense. I'm hopeful. I'm pretty sure that the changes that have been made first for Season 2, now for Season 3, kind of allude to the fact that the people in charge of pacing the content and creating the content can see the displeasure. Truthfully, you don't have to look very far to see a lot of the displeasure. So I'm hoping that also means we go back to our regularly scheduled programming in 2025, and we just get a season, or a year-long, I keep saying season-long, year-long content escalation. But we'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think about what's coming in Season 3? The big question, like I already asked, but just in case you didn't answer it yet, is there anything that MLB The Show can do? Is there anything that SDS can do that can reel you back in and be like, oh, I'm down to play? If your answer is no, totally understandable, totally respect it. If it's yes, also totally respect it, but let me know why. I'm just here to get the pulse of the community. But that is going to be it for this episode of the show, the podcast. Thank you guys for making it this far. I love you all. And see you next time. Will you focus, please? There we go.